Good day, everyone, and welcome to Obedient Family TV, the program that Hope Alive. Yes, hope day, and plenty things where they happen to Nigeria, and go they bring, they come every day. Make obedience worldwide, wherever they make them they hear the latest things where we say they happen. Make we they put our heads together and make we they reason together so that we go arrive to that very possible Nigeria where we they talk about. So today we carry plenty things come. I greet on them good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending on our time zone. Today the things where we want talk. INEC chairman court don't give and say 14 days or in go begin go court, in go begin go prison. The prison time where we don't they talk about. Another reason don't arise where this Mahmoud Yakubu will go prison. That one na in they come for this hour. We get another plenty things where they happen for these 3 states where we say election they come out for tomorrow. These 3 states we know na Imo, Kogi, and Bayelsa. Plenty things don't they happen for Bayelsa as of today. We don't begin to hear how women they protest, then we are black and black on the protest everywhere. Say INEC don't kill them for that side. Say na INEC na them put them for this kind bege where then they where oil they come out like banana for their place, and they know they get any better leadership for that side because of INEC. Then waka go police post, then waka go INEC office, and then waka go plenty different places. Say na INEC na then they put them for this kind of trouble. We go bring that story come out. Then we get other ones where we say if they happen as Governor Hope Uzodimma abina Uzodimma wey they call him for Imo State, he don't carry mouth chop onions. Talk say the Ajaero will be the NLC president, say if they apologize after when they don't ban him, say he no go enter pass any airport for all the airports where there for Nigeria. So that one come make yesterday for Abuja, then start NLC begin the protest. Not only said then they protest, but unakukuma no say as it they happen now. Gidi Gada, the federal government through that their lawyer AG, I've been waiting then they call him. He don't go get court order. Talks the NLC no go embark on any waiting then they call them protest or strike. That one they come. And not only me go talk all these things where they happen for Nigeria for this administration where we say all Nigeria people they buy the hear way for inside. I get Esther for inside studio, and I get Princess, and our own UC Maxwell they join us for Zoom to analyze all the things where concern this court and whether Mahmoud Yakubu suppose they prison by now or not.
Greetings to all well-meaning Nigerians and fellow obedience worldwide. Welcome back to Hope Alive. It's a pity that elections in Nigeria under the leadership of Mahmoud Yakubu has now become a battlefield rather than a civic responsibility. But I urge all well-meaning Nigerians and obedience in Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo State not to relent, but come out and vote for the right candidates that they want for the benefit of their families and their community at large. Welcome back as we discuss.
Yes, so fellow obedient and well-meaning Nigerians, now welcome back to Hope Alive Show. My people of Kogi, Imo State, and Bayelsa, the time is now. It is time for you to stand up and take your country, because no Supreme Court is going to give you true justice. There is no democracy in Nigeria is going down the drain. So tomorrow, go to your polling unit and take back your state. Welcome and join us on this discussion.
Yes, so as you they join us for this very discussion, make you know, fail to like and give us thumbs up. Make other obedience where just they wake up from their different time zones, make them forget notifications, say who they, say where we they talk about the things where concern Nigeria. So as we want start, make we first look at waiting they happen for NLC as court don't talk say NLC no go do their strike again, and this one they come out now after that thing wey happen for Abuja yesterday. Then see say it affect Imo State and it go affect different places where APC get interest like Kogi. Then get their Yaya Bello wey be say they cause havoc with Togri for Kogi State. Then they get their Uzodimma where they for Imo State, where they cause all kind of trouble with NLC. And then they look at waiting, then they do with PDP for Bayelsa. Now in them quickly today go get restraining order against NLC. Then come talk say, then go do this thing. Maxwell, where they join us for Zoom, you go analyze all the thing, the implications of why they quickly go get this very injunction. And whether as everybody where they Nigeria now, no they obey court order. We know say DSS no obey court order. EFCC no obey court order. FG no obey court order. CBN Gongo no obey court order. So we won't know whether na NLC won't come obey court order. I be the one join issues with this thing now. So Princess, make you tell me, because your mother don dey do muimu since. Say this kind thing will be say it dey happen. Before we enter studio, I see how you dey para talk say everybody know they obey court order. Now only NLC won't obey court order.
There is this judge, I think it's Madugu or something, that actually he said to, what's his name, Uzodimma, INEC rather. He said that he's giving INEC 14 days to purge themselves of, what is it again, contempt of the court, because they disobeyed the court order that was issued to them and one person called Oye. Victor Oye. Because of one case they had with APGA, and the court ordered them a restraining order not to conduct a congress and convention in Owerri, but they went ahead and did it under INEC. So the judge, I'm saying, like, this is not the first time that individuals, establishments, even government has been defaulting the court order. Do you understand? And it's now becoming like dogs that are barking without actual actions taking place. This is not the first time they have said they will do this if you don't obey the court order, and they keep doing this over and over again, and there's no repercussion, there's no consequences meted out to these people.
I think I have that very information that you are talking about. That is a high court in the Federal Capital Territory. As at yesterday, they ordered the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, and the other person where they talk will be APGA chairman before will be Chief Victor Oye. If they say make them go purge themselves of the contempt of court within 14 days or face the full wrath of the law. And the person where they talk, the justice will be say he talked that in yesterday, and Justice Mahmoud Madugu, who gave the order in a judgment on a committal proceeding, that is now Form 49, then get the one where they call Form 48. That very one, now be the first set, now quasi criminal case, that one be, no be purely civil case, now criminal case somehow. So, if they serve you from 48, now be say make you come show reason why they no go commit you for prison to have committed a breach of the court proceeding. That is the order of court. Then they get you to Form 49, which is the last one. That is the committal gongo. So I don't even know why the judge is giving them 14 days extra to come, and you understand me, because Form 49 is more like committal. Show cause is really 48. But I think Maxwell, who we are expecting to join us on Zoom, can explain deeply why. But by now, INEC chairman should have been in prison. You understand me? They are not supposed to give him any 14 days because he disobeyed the court order. And from what we have here, that very case is a case that is instituted by the APGA people. You understand me? You know, they have functional chairman of APGA outside of the one that is there. So, and this Chief Victor Oye is the former chairman. So both of them were in court, and they should be able to answer to this. So Maxwell, that is joining us on Zoom, should be able to explain us the process of this Form 48 and Form 49, which is a committal proceedings that is before this very court, so that we can understand why Mahmoud should not have been given 14 days before they send him to prison. Every Nigerian would have been rejoicing if Mahmoud Yakubu was being sought after to go to prison by now. So Maxwell, thank you for joining us. Can you please give us the processes that leads to this Form 48, Form 49 on committal proceedings, please?
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, Mr. Kanu. It's a pleasure to be on the program again this evening. Good evening to everybody, wherever you may be listening to. Now, the proceedings that was initiated against Professor Mahmoud Yakubu in the court was one that was seeking to punish him for contempt of court. So for just a very simple explanation, contempt of court is simply disobeying order of a court, where the court has issued an order for something to be done or for something to be seized, from doing, or for a person to be stopped from doing something and the person proceeds. If the person violates such order of the court, it is considered a contempt, a disobedience to court order. Now, court orders, contempt of court is punishable with different sentences. It could be fine, it could be committal to prison. It just depends on the degree of the contempt and as the court may please, because contempt is actually just the disobedience to the court itself. So when a contempt proceedings is initiated before the court, actually the court may decide how it wants to punish. If the court issues a judgment for the purging of that contempt, that is, when the court says a person must purge himself of such contempt, it means that the person must, within the ambits of the law, either restrict the doing of that thing that they have been doing, which disobey the court order, or to either continue doing what they would have done. So, for instance, in this particular case, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, INEC, and then APC, I think it was the ABGA that were concerned with this suit, were stopped from holding a particular primaries or from holding a particular convention, and the court gave that order that they should not do so, and that INEC should not supervise any of such conventions that was being held. Now they went ahead to do that convention or hold that primaries, and INEC also supervised it, so disobeying the order of the court. What the court has just done is to deliver a judgment telling INEC to purge itself of that contempt, meaning that to correct that disobedience that they have done. It is actually within the ambits of the law for the court to issue such order. It could range from 10 days to 12 days to 14 days, as the court may deem fit, before proceeding to punish the person. Like I said, it depends on the degree of the contempt. The court may decide to instantaneously to punish the person for the contempt. But what the court has done is simply saying, you need to purge yourself, and by purging themselves, INEC needs to revert their action. Meaning that if they approve such primaries or such convention to hold against the court order, within the 14 days that they have given now to the chairman of INEC, he needs to revert it and declare that primary null and void. That is what it means to purge themselves. So that action that they proceeded to do that disobeyed the court order, they would need to undo it within the 14 days period. So the forms that was given for them to follow, the procedure that was given for them to follow, is not in the real sense of it against the procedures of the court. But let us look at it. INEC has been in the habit of disobeying court orders. It's not a new habit. It's not even a new phenomenon this year. It didn't start happening this year. We saw several court orders that were issued prior to the litigations at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, where INEC was told to issue some documents to some particular parties to either furnish them with evidence or to furnish them with certain documents that was necessary for the litigation of their election petition. And INEC violated these orders from the court. Although these parties may not have, initiated the proceeding, because when you disobey court order, you need to initiate a contempt proceedings to punish the person who has. But the court can punish the person suo motu. The court has the power to do so if they find that a person has disobeyed their order. We saw how several motions that were moved before the court to tender documents to come to the court and testify, INEC violated these orders. It has been a recurrent issue. I don't think that INEC should be given any time frame to purge itself of such contempt. They should instantaneously be punished for it. And then such actions that they did should be reverted or should be overturned by the court. Because we cannot continue having an independent body to go on their own frolics and disobeying court orders in Nigeria. We are not only seeing it from INEC, we are seeing it from several parastatals of government. Remember, Mr. Kanu, that one Chidi was arrested, and the court issued an order on 2 occasions to the police to release this person that was arrested. The police flouted that order, and they refused to release him and continued to hold him for probably an extra month or so. He's not the only person. We saw court orders that asked for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the release of El Zazaki, who were being held by the previous government, Muhammadu Buhari's government. These people are still in custody till today. These are contempts. These are disobedience of the court. Except the court wants itself to be relegated to the bottom. It is an institution that is considered sacred, established by the 1999 Constitution. So we need to start seeing proaction. They need to be proactive with issues like this. And that's why we had the statements of Justice Datijo Musa, where he condemned a lot of the actions coming from the court. The court needs to rise up to the occasion.
An order in vain. A court order must be obeyed. Disobedience to a valid court order undermines the integrity and sanctity of the court. Now, Maxwell, coming back to you. NLC that did small strike yesterday, had been a protest then do yesterday concerning wetin dey happen for Niger and wetin dey happen for Imo State, and the issues wey be say NLC and TUC get for Imo State. Now, we don dey hear today say whether one industrial court, they don't go, federal government don't get injunction, Abina, wetin dem dey call am, to stop an ex parte order, meaning say they no give notice to these people where NLC, and they non talk say make they no hold any protest or any strike again. And I recall say the other time when they explain some certain things where they come out from court for us, you talk say court no get right even myself to stop citizens from displaying their displeasure with wetin dey happen. I beg make you talk this very order where they get now. As Mahmoud don't flaunt the order of court, nothing happened to them several, because this is when they talk no be 1 month now it happen for the one of Mahmoud Yakubu. They no do them anything in that time, then still give them 14 days. Now this one where NLC won't do, if they go strike, no be the same contempt then go commit where they go give them another 14 days. By that time, maybe as I think, the strike where they don't do, then go don't do them already. Even the workers for court no go even go court, so court fit no seat. So I don't know, make you for explain for us, make we understand. Maxwell, you hear me?
I'm not hearing anything from the studio. The studio have been muted. Okay. I don't know. I've not been hearing, but I had to. I know I had to kind of listen from the live feed. Don't worry. I can address your question. I listened from the live feed on YouTube, so I heard what you were saying. Okay, so the issues there is that, you see, in Nigeria, a lot of things have continued to happen in undemocratic manner. So that is why you see that the federal government will fail to do its duty to care for workers in Nigeria, to look at improving the welfare of workers in Nigeria. And when the workers try to hit the streets and protest or probably go on strike, they do either of two things. Either they open fire on innocent protesters, or they go to the court. They run to the court to obtain a judgment that stops such strike from holding. This is the reality. But before I come back to this, Now, when you look at Section 7 of the National Industrial, is it called the National Industrial Industrial Court Establishment Act? It allows the industrial court to actually suspend or put on hold a strike action that have been, announced by a trade union, either by the TUC or by the NLC. Now, a lot of people have given textbook arguments about the legality of such provisions, whether it contravenes the salient provisions of the 1999 Constitution, under Section 39, Section 40, and several other sections of the Constitution, which gives the people to air their views or air their displeasures against parastatals and entities of government. But that provision, Section 7 of that Act, allows the courts the powers, or give them the powers, to suspend strike action that have been scheduled and announced by these trade unions. And it is on this basis of this law that the court has gone ahead to issue this order requesting that the NLC suspend their strike. However, I must note that that is not only the suit that was brought before the court. That was an ex parte motion for which the court gave that order. There is a motion on notice where the Attorney General of the Federation also moved the court, this time around, putting the NLC and the TUC on notice for the substantive hearing of that case. So what the court now did is that they now say, okay, NLC, suspend your strike for now. Wait until we hear the substantive matters in this motion on notice. Then we will not know whether you can proceed with your strike or not. That is what the court is saying. But like I was saying earlier when I started answering this question, these are the problems in Nigeria. The federal government refuses to do what is required of them by law, to pay the salaries of workers in Nigeria, to give them their welfare and allowances as due to them. Instead, they bequeath cars, luxurious cars to themselves, presidential yachts to themselves, costing over 5 billion naira. You can imagine. Then when the people who are supposed to receive their salaries and allowances begin to air their displeasures, they quickly run to the court to obtain a court order to stop them from doing so. So this is the tricky condition we found ourselves in Nigeria, where people now use a legal entity to legalize illegality. So they use the court, which is a legal entity provided by the Constitution, to now legalize their actions, their illegalities. For which I've always said, and Mr. Kanu, I've always said this, I'm a proponent of, a good democracy. If you must practice democracy, all the tenets of democracy must be present. Democracy is a government that is centered around the people. So if the welfare of the people are not at the center of democracy, it is not democracy. So I feel like the general public, Nigerian people, should know when to fight for their rights against the government, even against such orders that are coming from the courts.
Okay, Maxwell, thank you very much for that very one. We'll still come back to you, make you know waka commodes. Our people, the National Industrial Court of Nigeria, will be Friday, they issue order of interim injunction stopping members of the organized labor, including the Nigerian Labour Congress, the trade union, and their affiliates from proceeding with the nationwide strike scheduled to commence on November 14th. Now that one, now with the treat, if you just they join us, and our own Maxwell don't give us the implications. But for me, I go talk say, if not true, and a better thing, now NLC won't do to embark on a national shutdown to take back our country. I support them. Not be only NLC be the people will be say then they give then they go get interim order will be say they no even serve them, but now so then they get for other people and then they disobey court order, and we feel cite countless people will be say then they disobey court order. So but anyway, sure, make we they wash them as this one they waka they go. So we go begin they move they enter another thing will be say follow us today. Some people will be say they write us and then send their information come forward. Then they talk say it go reach up to 10 years before Nigerian people go get this thing for they will get confidence on INEC again. Now, Maxwell go come for you, but before we go that, we get somebody wey talk that thing for interview where we wan bring come make you hear how intake talk am in. Let's take a listen. That one be say e no go take too long. He talk say e go take 10 years, and he explain say that 10 years be say na INEC go first 2 presidential elections go comot, and if dem do well for the first one, the confidence wey Nigerians get go begin dey come back. Then for the next one, if they improve, then Nigerians go begin get confidence. But for now, confidence no dey at all. Let's take a listen to him. I like as the guy take explain am, because really people just no dey okay with wetin INEC, and nobody is ready to do their bits this time around. Let's take a listen.
The truth, I acknowledge the insecurity, and it's a big component of voter confidence, right? But the biggest letdown I see here is on the confidence people have on INEC as an entity. And in my own analysis, I believe that it will take INEC an upwards of 10 years to restore the confidence they so flippantly lost in 2023. And that's my own personal analysis, because you have to conduct at least 2 presidential elections to be able to convince the ordinary Nigerians that you are now ready for their
but I mean, it can be incremental.
Yes, so you take it
we've got this election coming up.
Yes.
And INEC is trying to put in confidence building measures. One of them is to say that if there is violence in a polling booth, polling unit, we will not count the results in that polling unit.
It's interesting that they will say that, because in one of our studies we found out something that is called selective application of violence. And what you call selective application of violence is, if I am a candidate running for office, I should be able to know where I should, do well in terms of polls. I also would be able to determine where I will not win the elections. And in that case, I can sponsor my people to go in those opposition strongholds to cause violence. And so if you have an INEC whose template is, we will not count anywhere there's violence.
So we can go and disrupt the election.
Yes, so
and then you won't count.
You are now encouraging politicians to do election.
Yeah,
that's what
it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense to me. And I said this again, that INEC has to be conscious in, and again, it's not just INEC now. What I've seen across Nigeria is this gradual decline in trust. And trust is a very big entity when you talk about societal cohesion. Whether you're talking about the judiciary, police, it's declining. And then when you get to that, you don't longer leave things to institutions to manage. I'll give you an instance. By 14 minutes past 1 p.m. on the presidential election, the February 25th, INEC, we are still recruiting ad hoc staff in Anambra State. And we have evidence to this. And so where you can't do the basic that we expect you to do, people have to now take an oversized interest in seeing and indeed policing INEC and other people to do their jobs. And this is where I invite Nigerians that we have to look at our laws, we have to look at participation. Gone are the days where you lay back and you expect the organizations to do their bits. Now you have to be involved in the process to make sure that even when you discover that they are not able to do their bit, that you encourage them and keep their feet to fire until they do that. Let me say this. I don't believe the people we have in positions of responsibility have the full appreciation of what people do when they vote. For instance, for a woman in take any community in Mango local government of Plateau State, when they vote, they are not giving you just votes, they are giving you their lives. Because shortly after that election, herdsmen will attack. And they are looking at who do we call in the middle of the night that can save us. For the pregnant woman, they will go to the hospital and they will not find medical disposables. For the other person, you might have accident on the road and you will find emergencies. So when people vote, they are giving you their blood, they are giving you their life. And so what INEC is counting is, to me, is not mere ballots. They are counting the blood and life and sacrifices and aspirations of a nation. And then any time you tamper with that, it's a huge, huge letdown. You take this, for instance, our parents and your generation, of course, never really recovered from 1993. And after 1993, you saw a decline in civic participation. And 2023 was another watershed moment. And I don't expect to see decline in participation of young people, but it's beginning to happen in our conversations. And what I say to that is that we'll have to keep going at it until we're able to get to that place where votes count. As of today, it's unfortunate that people have to have this kind of discussions to talk about the confidence people have in the system. Because for instance, you take the risk and present yourself at the polling units. With all the insecurity, you know you stand a great risk of being injured, being harmed, being maimed, or even being killed. And then you still take that risk to come out and vote. And then after that voting, something happens along the way. It's not a good experience. And I encourage our policymakers to look into it.
So Maxwell, we've heard from this guy. Please, I want you to react. The area that I'm looking at, this guy said that INEC is not just counting ballots cast by citizens, that is counting blood of the citizens, that they are casting their life when they cast their votes. What's your reaction to this?
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Kanu. You see, some of the things that I've realized is that, well, like the speaker who was on that interview was trying to say, I don't think that he was calculating. I don't know when he started calculating his 10 years from. You know, I don't know when he started calculating his 10 years from. So if we must calculate the 10 years he was talking about, maybe we are talking about, you know, calculating it from the day INEC has actually put in place the necessary mechanisms to give us a free, fair, and credible election. Because for now, for somebody like myself, I cannot start calculating any 10 years whatsoever, because we still have APC political party members who are resident electoral commissioners in different states. We still have a Professor Yakubu Mahmood, who is the chairman of INEC. We still have a national commissioner in the person of Festus Okoye. These are people who participated in the fraudulent elections that gave birth to a Tinubu presidency today. These are the people who participated in the fraudulent elections that gave birth to an Ahmed Lawan in the Senate today. These are the people who participated in a fraudulent election that gave birth to Godswill Obota as Senate president today. So while his analyses are correct that it will take us a long time, we should not start calculating yet. I don't know, people still feel that INEC is going to do something different in Imo State, in Bayelsa State, and in Kogi State. I have my reservations, and I don't see them doing anything good. I don't see them giving the people a free, fair, and credible elections, and I've given you the reasons. We cannot have political party members conducting elections for people to go and vote. Every man who presents himself at a polling unit is risking everything. He's putting his future on the line, he's putting his present on the line, and even putting his past on the line. Because whoever you stand there to vote, you have decided who is going to rule you for the next 4 years, who is going to determine the economy, who is going to determine commerce, who is going to determine security, who is going to determine agriculture, who is going to determine the basic necessities that every individual, every citizen of Nigeria is going to live by the 4 years. So indeed, we are giving them our lives by going out to the polling units. I told you, Mr. Kanu, how while in my polling units, while I went to vote and everything, rain started falling and everything, a zinc almost cut off my neck. The building where I was inside fell. So if I had lost my life, it would have been on the basis of going out there to give my vote to Peter Obi. And if he gets there and then begin to do something adversarial to my intentions, it means that he has simply put my life in jeopardy. And that's what we are saying today. The current constituted INEC cannot give Nigeria a free, fair, and credible elections. And I keep sounding this as a warning to everybody going to the polls tomorrow. Defend yourself, defend your votes, secure yourself, go with anything you can use to defend yourself against attacks, because it is the reality. We cannot, how on earth is it not the same Professor Mahmood that gave us the elections in February? He's not any different person. So, and Mr. Kanu, you can mark today, we will still come back to this place and still come and talk about it, about how the elections in Imo, Bayelsa, and Kogi were manipulated, how they were flawlessly rigged, you're going to see it. You're going to see all the crimes. There's already bloodletting in Imo State as we are speaking. So people are already shedding their bloods and giving up their livelihood for this election.
And the fact that these people who are in the places of authority and power do not respect this trade of people's lives is a problem. It's a very big problem. So I don't ascribe to a particular 10 years from the day that INEC begins to put people who are political in their places of authority. Only then can we begin to count whether we are going to have free, fair, and credible elections in Nigeria.
This one no be small again, and we did. Now the same thing they happen. I don't know the time where we go begin to learn. Our people will be saying that they watch us make on for they see this thing where we say every time that the same thing. For Bayelsa, they don't break somebody's head. For Imo State, people don't begin to die because of tomorrow's election. Why all these things they happen? And at the same our youth will be saying they rely on now in this thing they happen. But again, we talk say tomorrow, make every one of una become our obedient reporter. If you there for the place where then they do for the polling unit, make you report to the Obedient Family TV waiting to happen for there. Make we at least catch the video or the glimpse or the picture of waiting to happen there. And then make you for snap that very form where they take count your vote. Why would they talk? We will know there for Imo State, we know there for Kogi State, we know there for Bayelsa State. But from here, we feel they report to all obedient and well-meaning Nigerians worldwide waiting to happen. And as the thing they take to happen, that is the only way we can be able to move to the new Nigeria where we they talk. And now people where they for Kogi State will be residents of Kogi, and then go decide who be their governor. So if you think say they won't regam as our own Maxwell they talk, now you go feel make that change for the polling unit where you dey. INEC don't show us the sign, and the sign be say anywhere where small violence there, then go cancel them. And so make una know that one. Whether you like go Supreme Court, it no go work. So now be say if you dey for that place, somebody won't cause violence. Make I tell una, make una soften the person. I don't say make una fight, but make una soft the person. Because people will be saying them there, them big pass the people who won't bring the trouble for inside there. The security people when them talk say make them protect. Now we see what happened last time. Then go stay more like this, they look on her. When go stay the look on her, nothing will happen. So in there for na hand. If somebody come tomorrow for Kogi polling units, for any polling unit for Imo or for Bayelsa, make una soften them. I don't say make una beat them more. Not waiting with the talk for here. We say make una soften and small, just soft. Make the person there soft. Okay, with that one, we go begin the move, make we dey join other things wey be say it dey happen around our people. But before I go so, people wey follow me for studio here, they don't begin the army say Angel Mama where we dey talk yesterday. Na real obedient person and na matron where she be. Then talk say make I bring the thing out, and for make I for thank the people wey be say yesterday they show their hand, they show their support for Angel head. Angel no join us today, she supposed join us, but she still dey run around for the burial of her mom. So anybody will be saying, and she be the that one wey dem dey call the most senior woman daughter. Now the most senior daughter will be say go bury her mama, so make una for join. People will be saying they do super thanks. We thank una, I dey see am, like then the point for me say may I go for comment section, for chat section, may I see wetin dey happen there. Then the people wey they send money for this thing, e don reach her hand, I no even wait. Once something come in, I go just post and go give and say CCO make sure they buy small things wey be say they go give people wey go come follow am do funeral and all of that. So I thank the people wey be say then send something make NJ give. She don't get am, she go soon join whether tomorrow, she go thank una. So other obedience will be say una there. I say maybe until say you get plenty money, no matter how small way e dey, make una for join hands for our own If we no be for the mama obedient wey die, we go dey do am for angel wey be say every day she dey comot her time, dey whine her mouth with our own wey dey for here, make we dey bring the better news, make all obedience know. So the account number dey for screen now, and the bank name e dey there also. So make una do una support. We go really appreciate. If una want make we call the names of the people wey be say dem don support already, we fit mention. But some people wey send talk say make we no mention. But if you want make we mention, we go mention. So with that one, make we begin the waka dey go and other things wey dey follow us. Wetin dey for your book now? E be like say
early today we noticed that Bayelsa women took to the streets to actually advocate and say that they want a peaceful election in Bayelsa State. They don't want the one that after the election tomorrow they will come back crying, or maybe their sons or their daughters is no longer coming back to them at home because of the elections. The election shouldn't be a death sentence. It's just a place where they are supposed to go and exercise their civic responsibility to choose the right person to govern them in the state for the betterment of their community and their family as well. So
talking about women myself, you know, say be like saying that women now they take things serious because then they carry the pikin for 9 months. I see say Onyekun no don comot, they talk for her own for Imo State. It be like say she comot from Imo State. Yes. She come dey plead, dey beg, say make them no kill anybody and all that one. But the thing there for our people, their hand, you understand? Yes. I know be Imo, you understand, and I know they for that side as resident. Now them know the person where they want and who they want vote. If you cast your vote, make you there, they make them count them. If you there for your house, sake of say you dey fear, that one na your own thorough now, because somebody then go still pronounce somebody winning. As Maxwell don already explain, me I believe him. Say them don already write those results finish. But now only wetin we fit do, we fit change them now from that ballot box where they there. If we expose them as we dey take talk, shame go catch them. Then fit no succeed again, because them don't guide us for the first time. They fit no succeed for this time. If only people there report to us, sign up as an obedient reporter for your polling unit. We get that link for this very video now. What would they do? The link there. If you click on that link, go just put your name, your phone number, and this thing, and then we'll see. We'll give you the link where we say tomorrow. You go use that one. They send information to us waiting they happen directly. And we're going to show our people worldwide where they see what thing they happen for Nigeria. We will not become automatic opposition. If you there now, we say you they watch us. Now opposition if you be obedient. So our own now to show them say they no feel rig this very state, because the thing where you go see say Imo APC, Bayelsa APC. Now for na hand na day. Let's take a listen to wetin Onyekun talk, because na mama when she be and she get advice for Imo lights. Let's take a listen.
My name is Adamazi Onyeka Onwenu. I'm from Arondizogo in Imo State. My state used to be one of the most peaceful, joyous, happy, hospitable places you could visit in the country. But that's no longer so. Now our streets are filled with blood. Our communities, our farmlands are decimated. Our youths are leaving. In a few days, November 11 to be exact, we will go to the polls to choose a new governor or re-elect a sitting governor. I thank everyone who has come out for their courage to do so, to rescue Imo State. All I want to say at this point is, for those in power and those in control, let there be peace. Enough of the bloodshed, enough of the killings, the kidnapping, the burning of houses and property. Enough of the threats, the intimidation, the harassment, the inducements, the bribery, the corruption. Enough for just the ambition of some people. Please remember that you do not own life. God does. Imo State will survive. Imo State will thrive. The world is watching. We have all it takes. May God help us. But enough is enough. Day one.
As Onyeku, when they take talk, even at this her old age myself, she still they shine, you understand? Yeah. But anyway, she they talk to the Imolites, say, make enough of the bloodshed. And they also they talk to the people where we say, then be the Oga, say, enough of the corruption, enough of the bribery. Now, INEC, now she they talk to all those things.
But don't you say, during this Mahmoud led administration of INEC, in fact, INEC has become the most corrupt electoral umpire we have, not just in Nigeria, in fact, the whole world. Because election in Nigeria now has become a battlefield instead of being a civic responsibility where you just go out and you don't even know what to expect. You're not even sure of coming back with every part of your body intact. We saw what happened at the woman at Lagos during the governorship election. Some people might go, they will lose their lives. Some people might get injured. So what we're just saying to the Imolites, to Kogi and Bayelsa, they should tighten up tomorrow because no court is going to give them justice.
Yeah, so we see something from where he say echoing it to whoever needs to hear. Hopeless Uzodimma won't play nice and easy. If it is true that MTN NG has been instructed to turn off network in key areas in Imo State, then all I say is Imo State has to fight to take her state back. This one, now for the reports where they come say Imo State governor don't join MTN, say make them buy the network where they for that side, make them for do all the rigging where they won't do. You get one man will be say for inside interview talk say all the things where they come out from Hope Uzodimma that governor where we say they no be say they elect them before when they use power of APC they do things now. He talk say everything wey they talk na for him head say no project wey he don execute for the state say na suffering dem do for that state. Make we even lis ten to the man, make e no be say na Obedient Family TV dey talk am. Let's take a listen to what the people from Imo State are talking. We'll be back.
Since Governor Hope Uzodimma assumed office in Imo State, there has not been peace in Imo State. Nobody has slept with their two eyes closed. You know, I mean, I surprisingly, I watched him speak in another station this evening. And on that note, I must commend your station for what you do, because it appears like, I wouldn't know, but for a sitting governor, you're reading out your responses from a you know, it shows you've totally lacked everything that shows governance. What are you telling people? They've written something for you to read. And most times, I mean, for most of the things he read out there, I felt he wasn't really living in Imo. And truth be told, he has spent more time in Abuja than he has spent in Imo State. So I think most of the things or the projects he thinks he has done only exist in his head. It's like an illusion, because I don't know where he has done those things. I'm sure he believes he had done them probably in the dreamland. But reality, there is nothing to show anything about government in Imo State. There is no sign. It's funny when you watch a couple of, we know that good video editors can do a lot of things, you know, very good. They can go to Enugu or go to another state, import roads and put it and tell you it's in Imo State. Those things are not true. And I dare, including whoever he was talking to, the interviewer, to come to Imo State and see it. We have roads in Imo State that a pregnant woman would lose pregnancy just plying on those roads. The 305 wards in Imo State has nothing to show that there is any government in Imo State. The 305 wards in Imo State, as I speak to you, Charles, I am telling you, send any of your reporters to come and investigate. You know, when he tells people he's built schools, schools in Imo State are without roofs. Some are outgrown by grass. So when this man tells people, I mean, and funny enough, You're a governor, you're almost coming to the end of your tenure, 4 good years, and you go to rallies and you tell people, I will, I will, I will. Is that what Imolites are expecting to hear from you? People expect you to give a report on what you've done. Let them score you. You should be telling people, I have done this, I have done that, but you still see Governor Uzodimma go to rallies telling people, I will do this, I will build road, I will build schools, I will build hospitals. So, what have you done for the 4 good years that you've spent over 800 billion naira of Imo State money? What have you used it for? But then, if I ask that question, it will look as if I'm being unfair to him, because this is also a governor that promised nothing. He didn't campaign. He promised nothing to Imo people. He has done nothing for Imo people, but he has taken away everything from Imo people.
Right.
And
well,
for a governor that spends better time, but let me conclude. For a governor that spends more time, as a matter of fact, in Imo State, he's a visiting governor. You know, he's a visiting governor. He spends more time in Abuja than he spends in his home state. We've had governors in these states, and all of them govern the state from the state, including those that we look at and those that we look around and we say, okay, these governors did well. They all govern from their state, but this governor only flies into Imo State. Once he comes in, they turn on the generator in the government house. He spends a couple of hours and they turn it off and he goes back to Abuja. So how would he not come out and tell Imo people all what he's saying? Right. Including, today, Imo is the capital of unemployment. That's the capital of unemployment, right, with over 80% unemployed youth.
So Imolites, make una take back on our state to our own, na to report and show wetin happen. Na our own be that. Wetin we go do for now, na make we show wetin dey happen. And wetin una bring come for us, now we go stop, we go show. But as we do am last time, make we forgive on a small update how the thing they take happen. Let's take a listen to this.
Are you obedient?
Are you voting on Saturday?
Every obedient is a polling unit reporter.
Register to report live on Obidati Family TV.
Join now. Let's make history.
Are you obedient? Every obedient, whether you dey for Kogi or you dey for Imo, you are obedient person reporter. Report wetin dey happen for there, make we know how we go take treat am. We dey for opposition. This very one na from Obedient Family TV. So, I see say your mama just do muimu. You talk say last time you be a reporter for your polling unit.
Yes.
How did it go?
It was like when we during the election last I think February, during the presidential election, I was there live. I insisted I was going to go there to sit firsthand, so that when things happening, I will know that I was part of people that actually voted for what's going on in the country. Do you understand? And I made sure I made videos of everything. When I was on Tom Printing, I thought someone to video me. When after everything, we stayed there. We left very late in the evening. We stayed there throughout to make sure that everything, they counted it well. They counted it well. The paper, the duplicates, they showed the ones that the representative, the agents would take. They showed us. We made videos of it. So that later, that was why we were surprised when after the whole election, some people are saying things in the interviews. We had our videos,
you know,
we are showing them.
Yeah, you know the mistakes of last time that we saw in the court is that most of those things that you people did, the people that were supposed to bring the originals out, they did not bring the original. Now what we want to do is, after storing the original, we want to send it to the petitioner when they want to go to court, so that somebody will go there as their agent and endorse it in court. Because one of the things when they talk for this very P2B petition, they talk say the people where they carry come, they no be the people where they for the polling units direct. You understand me? Yeah. So this time we won't gather all the whole things, put them, even that one of P2B is still there for our bank. That is, we still pack all of them. But I don't know whether Supreme Court won't make one by one person by person begin the come court. But if not like that, now make we still do them. But the thing is that let us beat them in their own game. You understand me?
Yes. That's why all obedience and women in Nigeria, Kogi, Imo State, Bayelsa, wherever you may be, make sure you take charge of your polling unit tomorrow. Make sure you are in charge. Don't allow any party agent or security people to intimidate or bully you. make sure you are in charge of anything. Whatever they are doing, put your eye to it and make sure your votes count. Don't allow any rigmarole. Whenever you notice anything, you should sort it out there and then, because no court is going to give you any justice. Yeah.
So
make sure
tomorrow,
you sort it out there.
Our phone number there will be say you go they send all those the clips or the this thing where they, and we'll give you the link. So all the people will be say they register, we'll send on a link where we go begin to show us waiting they happen for our side. Then we will now begin to show the something live as the thing they happen. Producer, I beg make you for sure that our ad where we put together as the obedient family reporters, wherever then they. Sure me again, make people know say they put things together and make them know say tomorrow. For the state where you dey, whether na Kogi, whether na for Imo, or whether na Bayelsa, do your own duty as an obedient or a well-meaning Nigerian. Let's take a listen again.
Are you obedient?
Are you voting on Saturday?
Every obedient is a polling unit reporter.
Register to report live on Obidati Family TV.
Join now. Let's make history.
Okay, so that one our own civic duty now we dey do. Do your own part, we go do our own part. Our time don't they give us signal, and signal what then they give us make we for begin carry our car they come out for studio. Until tomorrow when we come back again, make una no fail to like and share the video, make you reach other obedience. And for those of una where they help Angel, the support Angel for burial, we thank una and God go bless una. Until tomorrow. Goodbye.